Greetings once again, and welcome to another edition of Top 10 Worst of Lists. The best of worst of lists is voted upon by the Top 10 Worst List Council of Elders for 3 weeks straight. I'm your host for this incredible odyssey that's sure to provide you with tons and tons of really profound knowledge and liberating ideas, inspirational thoughts. My name is Warren T. And, before we get started on today's list, which is top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles, I just want to, sort of, by way of introducing, I want to let you know that I'm going to, present myself as if I know everything. And I'm really on the edge of accomplishing that. However, I got to be honest. There's going to be probably a few slip-ups. There's possible, we're not exactly super perfect and whatnot. I wonder if, I might very well be doing this to inspire you to do some fact-checking on your own. Okay? Might be a little bit of sort of not necessarily reverse psychology, sideways psychology, where I'm trying to do things that will inspire you to do things on your own, like sort of help maybe pull you up by your own bootstraps, but I'm pulling on one bootstrap, so you only have to pull yourself up by one bootstraps. But I don't know. I really can't tell anymore. It's just becomes, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I've been doing these for 6 hours straight. It's 85 degrees in this goddamn closet that I'm forced to do these things in. And the humidity in here is enough to end it's enough to irrigate the Sahara Desert. So I really, I'm having trouble really conceptualizing anything at this point. I'm just in the impulse zone. Okay? I'm just trying to get through it. I'm not phoning it in necessarily, but I'm just sort of directing my consciousness at some sort of glowing fixture in the distance and just trying to rely on my relentless training and rigorous discipline to carry me through this list. And this is, and I want to make sure that I mention to you that I don't, I'm not always going to be perfect here. These are frequently my opinions, first of all. And then secondly, this is a teachable moment, as they say, or some people say. It's a beer summit moment, as other people say. And it's just like, I just want to make sure that you realize that you need to participate in this stuff, because you're being lied to at every step, every turn, everywhere you go. Everything you hear, everything that you see is either some sort of deception or outright lie. And they're doing this to try to manipulate you, to provide you with a bleak future by socially engineering you to becoming mindless, obedient zombie drones. Which combination, zombie drones, is not a good combination. It's not fun. And so I'm doing everything I possibly can to be able to clue you in about how clueless you are. Sorry, not sorry. Okay? I've been doing this for 30 freaking years. Absolutely had zero impact on the world around me. Of trying to make things better and more enlightened and more liberated, and try to help provide some guidance towards creating institutions that are driven towards creating equity for all, and trying to come up with alternative distribution networks that aren't reliant or completely under the boot heel of the corporate ethos and those ultra right-wing maniacs. And getting literally nowhere. I mean, take a look at me. Does it look like I've had any success whatsoever? 30 years worth of sacrifice, hard work, struggle, tons of underwhelming achievements under my belt, which I haven't seen in at least 6 years. I haven't been able to wear shoes in over 5 years. That's how bad things are for me. But hey, enough of my sob story. Let's get on with your sob story. And also, I just want to let you know I'm not a partisan hack. I'm not out here trying to, make hay while the sun while the sun isn't shining. So I'm not. What do you make when the sun isn't shining? I know you make hay while the sun shines, but what? I suppose you can make moonshine while the sun isn't shining. But anyway, I'm not here to make moonshine or hay. I'm out here to just kind of like do my thing and have some fun and do some freaking top 10 list, whatever, big whoop. You got a problem with it? You want to fight about it? Yes, you do. Of course you do. That's all you do now. It's fight, hate, fight, detach from others, dwell on your inadequacies and the inner damage of your soul, your spirit, your mind, and your physiognomy. Wow, I said physiognomy. That's a big word for somebody who's like completely shutting down on the inside of their brains. But anyway, so before we get to the actual list itself, I'm obligated to be able to run you through a few commercial sponsors because the commercial sponsors are much more important than even me here, and coming soon to a strip mall near you. It's Charlie and the Cheesecake Factory, from the producers of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now you can go to Charlie and the Cheesecake Factory and you don't need a golden ticket. And you can have all the stuff that you want. Order from our Gigantics menu that provides you with all kinds of lessons on fatty objects to help you on your road to your shame spiral. It's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then coming up right after that is Charlie and the Fear Factory. Charlie and the Fear Factory is part sponsored by chimpanzees, the gutless chimps, the chimpanzees, which are part sponsored by, from the people who brought you Public Image Limited, and in conjunction with the people who own Chuck E. Cheese's, now comes Chuck D. Cheese's. Nobody's going to get that. Jesus, these are bad. These are bad. These are even worse than usual. From the producers of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the voted on frequent lists as being the most white bread, noxious, surreptitiously racist movie in history. Now comes Close Encounters of the Third Input, followed immediately at your multiplex indoctrination center near you by Close Encounters of the Third Kind, bud. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I really don't. And from the makers of Hot Pockets now come Cold Pockets. Desserts like ice cream sandwiches, chipwiches, dessert burritos and such. It's Cold Pockets. Cold Pockets. All right, so let's end on that one because that was hysterically funny, super creative and clever. You didn't think of it. All right, so anyway, top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles. I mean, who out there hasn't wanted at some point or another to gut punch that guy from Coldplay? Show of hands. Anybody? Come on, you're all lying. Everybody wants to gut punch that Chris Martin guy. Maybe sucker punch him in the kidneys. Well, anyway, today's top 10 worst of list isn't by, sort of by a fashion, a sort of sucker punch in the kidneys of a type. And anyway, so, I mean, really, we don't have to go through each of these individual line items. You could just say that they all suck equally. It's a tie. Every Coldplay song is just suck so bad that it's a, whatever, how many songs they got, 120 songs or whatever it is, 120-way tie between suck-ass, meaningless, trite, phoned-in plastic garbage. Wait a second, I got it. Hang on a second. I got some. This is what I think of Coldplay. I think they're antiquated, banal, bland, frivolous, hackneyed, monotonous, old hats, outmoded, heinous, prosaic, stale, threadbare, and tiresome. Check. I rated the thesaurus right before I did the episode. Got some fresh adjectives. But they are. I mean, you know, what can I tell you, man? It's just part of it's part for the course now. If you hear it, if you know of it, if you've been exposed to it, it is part of the indoctrination process, trying to create a fairy tale world where everything sucks and everybody within it sucks, including you. You know it. All right, so the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles, because, 120 ties for first place isn't really going to, be too entertaining. Well, neither is Coldplay, but hey, that's a different story for a different list. Top 10, number 10 of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles. Glass Bottom Panties. Ooh, hey, let's do a version of... Yeah. All right. Glass Bottom Panties. Oh. And the glass bottom panties, yeah. Glass Bottom Panties. Number 9 of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles. Joan of Arc Loves Chachi. Putrid, the ultimate in putrescence. Like totally. All right, number 8 of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles. You know and love it and you can't live without it. It's Massive Repetitive Buzzkill. One of my personal favorites. And number 7 of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtakes song titles. It's Take Me to Your Snooze Button. Yeah. Everyone is going to be liking that. Everybody, actual Coldplay fans, are like going, that sounds interesting. I might want to go. I'll go bring one of my office employees that I'm having. It's my side piece. And you're going to be able to catch me on the fan cam or whatever they call it. Number 6 of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles. I take my women like I take my coffee, filled with cream. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. All right, number 5 of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased song titles is in part sponsored by, from the producers of the movie classic Gone with the Wind, now comes the sequel after 60 years. It's Come with the Wind. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say anything more about that. You can figure it out for yourself. Come with the Wind. Now at the local indoctrination center near you. And also, coming this fall to the FX channel, it's the exciting adventure comedy series from the producers of the classic Gilligan's Island. It's Bennigan's Island. It's the story of a bunch of castaways from an amazingly diverse array of demographic and socioeconomic profiles who get stranded on a desert island. Where their only means of comfort and only vestige of civilization is a fully tricked out Bennigan's restaurant, inexplicably located right on the frickin' southeast corner of the island. Watch as these lost adventurers make the most out of being stuck in total isolation with only a few creature comforts to dull the acuteness of their suffering, such as the Southwest Sampler Platter, Guinness Glazed Popcorn Shrimp, New Buffalo Chicken Minis, or Brownie Bottom Pies. I've got a Brownie Bottom cooking right now. If you don't believe me, I'll let you check. Faced with these insufferable indignities and hardships, will the castaways survive and create enough neatly packaged 22-minute-long dramatic events with full redemptive arcs to inspire any one of the network execs to give the green light to buy an additional 13 episodes? You are commanded each week to turn in and turn on and touch Winkies with your favorite castaways, the skipper, The Professor, Mary Ann, Ginger, Quetzalcoatl, John Benet Ramsey's Wet Nurse, Harvey Firestein, Uncle Remus, Admiral Poindexter, Judge Mathis, Vincent Price, a 6-ounce container of ranch dressing, the Refrigerator Perry, Pikachu, an 8-ounce container of ranch dressing that's been dumbed down, dumbass bald creep from Smashing Pumpkins, dude, Mary Todd Lincoln, and Terry Schiavo. God, I keep forgetting that's on the list. I gotta edit that one of these days. We've, in fact, done rigorous market surveys and have one castaway for every demographic profile of interest to the average slob. It may not be entertaining. It might, in fact, be specifically designed to make the commercials seem exciting and attractive to watch in comparison to the regular TV programming, but who cares? If it's not like you actually have exacting demands on the quality of your entertainment. I mean, if you can make King of Queens a hit, then there's just no reason to pay attention to quality anymore. Join us here each week, my friend. You're sure to get a smile from 18 or so, whatever it is, castaways here on Bennigan's Isle. Ooh, boy, that sounds like a good time. You know, good. All right. Where was I? Number 5. Of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles, Mild Gray Empty Containment Vessel. Woo, yeah. All right, the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake sound. Wow, I can't wait to get this on bootleg. Yellow, Slight Return. It was all zigga digga 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 digga. Everyone is a freaking lullaby with this band. Number 3 of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles. The Wreck of the F. Scott Fitzgerald. The Wreck of the F. Scott Fitzgerald. You know what? F. Scott Fitzgerald. F that guy. F. Scott Fitzgerald, baby. And number 2, the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles. And I'm not going to cop out. Everybody, I know how all you think out there. I'm not going to cop out and say everything like I usually do on things like this. Like everything they've ever done is equally horrible. I've got actual ones. For number 2 of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles, Pubic Hair Medusa. I don't know. I can't say, like turns everybody's groin into stone or hard stone. Medusa Viagra. Oh, that'd be a good one. Medusa guaranteed to turn everyone into stone. It's Medusa Viagra. The part sponsored by. And number 1 of the top 10 worst Coldplay unreleased outtake song titles, I Want to Hold Your Gland. Ooh, baby. What a list. Well, that was a rapid fire and hearty edition of the old top 10 worst of matey. Some weird combination of pirate and Wild West cowboy. Ooh, matey. I gonna. I'm too tired to do it, man. It's so goddamn hot here. All right, well, I mean, that was an incredible time. I think had by all. It's super fun and exciting. And just another giant homer out of the park. Maybe not so much there for the high-minded aficionados of top 10 worst of this, but we got plenty of those and plenty of reality checks and whatnot for to sink your teeth into. And we got one tomorrow that's bound to provide you with lots of fun and excitement with a little bit more intellectual heft. And it's top 10 worst times to plug a hole in a dike. Tune in for that, and thanks for being a part of everything. And if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Thanks. Wait, one more thing.